Well, the big question is, has the Agnipath scheme been rushed through without any debate, discussion? Is there any possibility that the government and protesters could meet halfway, although the government has ruled out any rollback for now? Joining us now is Trinamool Congress Member of Parliament, Shatrughan Sinha, who is, of course, from Bihar himself. Thank you very much, Shatrughan Sinha, for joining us today. How do you see a way out of this, Shatrughan Sinha? We've seen the government making it clear that there is no question of a rollback, although, of course, protesters are deeply disappointed. Is there any meeting point between the two?
Now, I don't think so. The government's stand is very complicated. It has been done without proper consultation, proper consensus, without talking to the best of the intellectuals, professionals, or army people. They have come out with this scheme, which is very harmful, not meaningful at all. And this scheme, the people have taken to the streets, though I don't support any kind of violence. The violence is taking place. No, but we don't want any violence. We appeal for the peace and absolutely peace in the society and the country. But having said this, let me also tell you that now we don't see any halfway meeting point. The point is, they have gone wrong. Absolutely. The only solution seems to be is to go for the complete rollback. If the government says, which has lost the trust of the people by coming out abruptly and in a dictatorship manner, right from this one Notebandi to complicated GST to very recently the Kisan bill, the Farmers bill, and Farmers bill were ultimately taken back. Farmers bill was ultimately withdrawn with apology. Today also it's the time for the Agniveers to take back this scheme and roll back this scheme that only seems to be way out.
But Mr. Sinha, the government has gone out of its way over the last couple of days to try and reassure those who will be recruited under this scheme that they will get job opportunities. Today, you may have seen that a number of corporate leaders from Anand Mahindra, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, Harsh Goenka and others, they have come out and said that they will look at giving jobs to Agniveers after their 4-year tenure. The government has announced, reservations for them in Central Armed Police Forces, in defence PSUs, and also skill courses. Is that not, according to you, enough assurance?
I must highly appreciate the names you have taken: Harsh Goenka, Anand Mahindra, Kiran Shaw. This has been, I highly appreciate this. They are wonderful people. They have come out in support. They must be applauded. Having said this, let me also tell you that the people over here, now they have not joined this particular scheme. This particular scheme has been tweaked a couple of times in the last few days. Firstly, 17 to 21 years age factor 21 to 23. Now, after that, some reservation in some forces or shipping ministry or defense ministry and paramilitary forces. And then sometimes they said 10%, sometimes they said they are considering, they are not even come out with clarity, what percentage they will come out with. And said, last but not the least, why this job system and the army for 4 years, where 6 months they will take for the training, and then 3.5 years, they become so expert. And after they become so expert, you just throw them out. 75% people go jobless. They go for the security guard job, as been said by our friends from the BJP in Bhopal or Indore. And then 25%, who are those 25% people? आपके अपने लोग तो नहीं है, अपने रिश्तेदार तो नहीं है, इनको फेवर करने के लिए आपने सब ड्रामा किया है. ये तरीका क्या? Why 5 years? Why 4 years? Why not 5 years? Just to save some gratuity and some benefits. I know our army is the best army, our air force, our naval force, they are the wonderful people. They are the pride of our country. Instead of raising their budget, you are coming out with this kind of scheme so that you can save some money, some budget on this. This is not acceptable. People have taken
Shatrughan ji, about the nature of the protest, I just have a small request about your I think your mic is a bit muffled. I think you're holding on to that.
Okay. No,
that's
is it
better.
Okay now?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Sorry, just meant to ask you, I mean, you said that, you're not supporting any violence and any violent protests. But, in Bihar in particular, things have got very bad. You saw the terrible pictures of the trains being burnt only a few days ago. Are those people who are protesting in this way genuinely fit to join the armed forces? It's a serious question. And, what would you say to those who are resorting to this kind of protest?
I would appeal for peace, absolutely peace, nothing but peace. Violence is no solution. Violence is always a problem, creates more problem. But having said this, again, let me tell you that people in Bihar, and especially Bihar youth, they are, especially the rural youth, they have been wanting to serve the nation. They have got the josh, they have got the jalwa, they have got Rashtrabhakti, they have got the kind of energy they have for the nation. And now this is what, after going for the physical and the medical tests, now they've been asked to wait before pandemic for 2.5 years. And now all of a sudden with this new scheme, what would happen to those people who already applied and who already on the verge of being elected or selected? What would happen to them? This is a very flawed policy the government has come out with. Most of I've seen, let's not talk about the Rag Darbari people, whether they are in the army or whether they are in government or whether they are in party. They would definitely sing the same song.
But you're not even convinced by the argument, even by those who are in the armed forces. Of course, it's divided the armed forces also, but they say that the army, the air force, the navy, they'll be more robust. They'll be younger soldiers. I think we've just lost that. Okay, you're back. You're not convinced even by those experts who say that it will be a more robust, it will be a leaner but more effective force?
Oh, wow. And then you throw them out after 4 years to become the security guards in the BJP office. What do you mean by that? What do they mean by that? So, and I've seen most of them, the best of the army people, experts talking against this policy. Let's not talk about our own people. They are also our people, the army people or Air Force chief or the army chief. They, of course, they have said it. Maybe some of them could be under pressure also to say such things. But those who have served nation for more than 30, 40 years, and now they are saying, if you remember, General Rawat himself had said that people should get retirement after 58 years service. It is General Rawat himself has said this. And now, different tune and a different tone. Why all this? After all, there are people, our youth of the nation. They are the future of the nation. They are our children. They must be taken care of. And not only they, but their families also must be taken care of. What would happen after 4 years? Just tell me.
Well, that is the main concern for those who are genuine protesters, not just those burning trains, but those who are genuinely anguished by this. Shatrughan Sinha, thank you for joining us. You're reflecting certainly why this is such a big issue in Bihar. And of course, as you say, the rollback is the only option here, but the government standing firm that it's not going to do that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Government was farmers bill also, but they had to roll back. They will have to roll back.
All right.
Agniveers.
Let's see what happens. Thank you.